Harimi, harimi, al tirai, harimi, al tirai. Imri le'are Yehuda, hine Elokeichem. Harimi, harimi, al tirai.
In the English edition, we're on page 264. In the Reb Chaim Freeland's edition, we're in the middle of Siman Kuf Yud Ches, towards the beginning of Kuf Yud Ches. Vashpashe himtzia. And what we've been speaking about, this is, the way this sefer works is he builds it very logically. So he takes us step by step. Oh wow, got very quiet all of a sudden. So we've been talking about evil, the dark side. That's what we've been speaking about, and about how that relates to humanity and to our mission in the world and whatnot. So let's just continue. And fine, page 264. Now, we mentioned earlier, several weeks ago, might have been before Yantav already, that there were really two stages in Hashem's creating the world. There was a general hashpa we talked about, and then after that, he made good and evil. And we said that evil, the source of evil, is really Hashem hiding himself. There's no direct, it's not like Hashem creates a force of evil, but by Hashem hiding himself to some degree, that causes evil to come into existence. In this hashpa, where we have the particulars of the world, where kavim min tova ra is combined with good and evil. So we have things in this world. We live in this world. There's good and evil in the world. That's the reality. Hashem separated this hashpa of evil by themselves. When Hashem made this hashpa of evil, He made it have a certain boundary. He didn't just let it run amok, because had He not made this boundary, evil would have just spread everywhere. So Hashem made the evil, and then He made it that it is in a certain boundary, because if it wasn't in this boundary, then this evil would have the potential to destroy everything. That would have been very bad. He made evil whatever was required for the characteristics of creation. Certain times evil would increase itself, be increased. And other times it would be decreased. Whatever was required, whatever Hashem wanted at that particular period. For now, things in creation, they're messed up, and they have deficiencies. But they're not so messed up that they should just cease to exist. The Ramchal is telling us that if evil would be allowed to be at its full force, it would just totally destroy all of creation. But evil is in creation, and Hashem made it to a certain level which was required, and we have certain whatever is required at different time periods, but it isn't so strong that it will just destroy all of creation. But at the end of the day, he says the evil will become greater until it does destroy creation. Now what he's saying here, because everything which exists will be lost. He means that anything that was created with a combination of good and evil is not going to last forever. I believe he's referring to the concept which we talked before about Olam Haba. Again, the Ramchal's opinion of what Olam Haba is that this world that we're in now is going to be destroyed and recreated in a spiritual level. So our souls don't have any combination, any part of evil mixed in, or any deficiency mixed in. So those are going to last forever. But our bodies, it seems, are going to be recreated in a more spiritual sense. I mean, he says that the resurrection of the dead, our physical bodies are going to come back, and the soul is going to be so powerful, as we discussed, that it's going to sanctify the body until the body becomes like spiritual. So I don't know if that's exactly a recreation, but it's definitely going to be in Olam Haba. It's going to be in a holier form, in a more spiritual form than it is now. But that's what he's saying. At the end of the day, the world that we're in now, unfortunately, is going to be, I don't know, I shouldn't say unfortunately, it's going to be destroyed, but it's going to be recreated in a holier thing. Because anything that has some deficiency in it, which means really anything physical has deficiency in it, that's not going to last forever. But anything spiritual or neshama, things like that, that is not going to be destroyed. V'nimsa mitziyusa mishor b'shir meduktak ma'od. So we find that the creation and the evil in it is very precise. Kasher yada chachma elyonim, that's what Hashem wants. V'tireh kimachshav elyonim b'chadsha hashpa rishona shesacharna. When Hashem made the first hashpa, the first emanation, Hine ha'isa b'chavenes l'chadash habitul. He made it that it wasn't going to last forever. Hashem did not make, we're talking about this complete world that we're going to have, this Olam Haba. Hashem did not make the world perfect in the beginning. Rather, He made the world that it's not going to last forever, and there's going to be evil in the world. Like we already mentioned. Now, why is there evil in the world, as we discussed? So that human beings have free will to decide to overcome that evil. Now, that's not to say that Hashem wasn't able to create the world perfect at the beginning if He wanted. He could have. And that what He's going to make the world in the future in Olam Haba. He could have made Olam Haba at the beginning, but rather He made the world imperfect and with evil that it's going to eventually be destroyed. Bashpa Hashem is the second emanation that Hashem made. Where He wants to give creation to existence to creation. He wanted to save creation from this bittul, from the destruction, until the proper time. Meaning, he's saying, like we explained, he's saying that if Hashem, with the first emanation, just let evil be as it was, then the world would have been destroyed right away. And that wouldn't have been good for anything. So rather, Hashem then made a second emanation, which prevented the evil from destroying the world right away until the appointed time, which means after Tchias HaMesim and all of that. He made evil in a certain boundary which was required, according to what the characteristics of the world, like we explained, until the time comes of Yaver Kol Ros Min Hamtzois, and then evil will be totally removed from creation. Bisharu Kol Hamtzois Shleimim V'Nitzchim, and everything will be perfect and eternal. So we have now again is that this world we're in now has evil. Now the evil, if had Hashem not limited it, it would have destroyed the world right away. It wouldn't have existed. But this world that we're going to be in now does have. But Hashem made another emanation to prevent that from happening until the proper time. And Hashem controls the level of evil in the world. And again, very important to remember, in Judaism we do not believe that evil is an independent force that can make separate decisions and rebel against God, as perhaps other religions say. But rather, evil is here so that we have the opportunity to overcome it and to earn reward and to get closer to Hashem and to become complete ourselves. Because when we become complete ourselves by overcoming evil, we are similar to Hashem, and that's the true enjoyment. As once one is similar to Hashem, we can become close to Hashem. And la'asad lavo, after evil is destroyed, that's when everything which is eternal is going to last forever, and the world is going to be recreated in a more spiritual sense, a more spiritual state, and we will also be recreated in a more spiritual state, and that will last forever.